So, Fire Emblem is a franchise that I recently got attracted to. I used to be a Pokemon only player before, but Fire Emblem was made me open up my mind to all the other RPGs out there. Anyways, in this video, I'll be reviewing my first ever Fire Emblem video game, also its experience through the following points: introduction, the plot/story, gameplay, some characters whom I really like, final thoughts, and overall rating. So, let's get started. So, for those who don't know, Fire Emblem Blazing Sword or FE7 is a TRPG or a tactical role-playing game. It's also the first ever Fire Emblem game that was released outside of Japan, making up to over 900k sales, which is quite less compared to the popular franchises like Pokemon and Zelda. But whatever, it's basically a TRPG which usually starts off with Link's story for the first 10 chapters and then Eliwood or Hector mode for the remaining 21 or 25 chapters. So yeah, this game has three lords: Eliwood, Hector, and Lyn. The story starts in the plains of Sake, with Lyn finding a tactician named Mark by default, or whatever else you like to name yourself. Lyn was orphaned due to bandits attacking her tribe, so she decides to travel with Mark. In a nearby town, they meet Kent and Sane, who reveal that Lyn is the heir to the throne of Salem. However, Lyn's existence is a bother to Lundgren, who happens to be the brother of Lyn's grandfather, Hausen, who wants to succeed his brother as the Marquis of Salem, and because of this, he continuously attempts to kill Lyn and her grandfather. Anyways, after Lyn gets the Manikadi and realizes that she's the chosen wielder of it, she travels from Sake to Salem as she finds the bard Nils and his sister, the dancer Ninian, who are being pursued by an organization called the Black Fang. Ninian thankfully gets saved by none other than the son of the Marquis of Foray, Eliwood, and then Lyn eventually arrives at Lundgren's stronghold, defeats him, and reunites with her grandmother. 1 year later, Lord Eliwood leaves Foray in search of his missing father Ilbert, a.k.a. the Marquis of Foray. As he prepares to leave, he finds the bandits attacking a local village and finds the tactician Mark, and these forces combined destroy the bandits. In Ostia, Marcus Uther did not want to take action about the disappearance of Ilbert, so his younger brother and Eliwood's friend Hector sets out to assist Eliwood. Eliwood then heads to Santa Ruz, where he meets Hector, and they defeat all the enemies together. The Marcus Santa Rosa's dying words direct the group to Loss, where it's revealed that Marcus Loss is working with the Black Fang, a group that intends to take over the world. Marcus Darien of Loss betrays his own son Eric, who upon being defeated reveals more information about Elber's disappearance to Eliwood and Hector. A couple of days later, Eliwood is informed that the castle Salem has fallen to an attack from the remains of Loss's army. Eliwood meets up with Lyn and her allies, and they successfully recapture the castle and rescue Marcus Salem. The group then meets the Ostian spy Leela, who reveals that Nurgle is a man who wants to start a war in the continent of Lycia, and that Elbert is being held captive at the Dread Isle. The group heads to the island with the help of the pirate Captain Fargus, as they find Ninian, who now has amnesia, and her brother Nils is not with her. So they head on to the island as they discover that Leela is now dead, as Jafar, one of the Black Fang's four fangs, had killed her. After all that, they head to the Dragon's Gate as they find out that Elbert is seriously injured, as Nurgle is forcing his soul into Ninian, forcing her to summon a dragon. But Nils luckily brings Ninian to her senses as she immediately closes the portal to Dragon's Gate, destroying the man Ephidel and the dragon. Nurgle attempts to take Ninian and Nils, but Elbert wounds him severely, and Elbert then dies in his son's arms. The group informs the Marcus Uther about what happened, as he suggests them to go to Nabata Desert to meet a living legend, none other than the Archdeatos, whose lifespan has been lengthened because of his deep connection to magic. Eliwood assists the mysterious sage named Pent, who is the Mage General of Aturia and also a student of Athos. Athos then tells them to find the Shrine of Seals in Bern if they want to stand a chance against Nurgle. So the group travels to Bern in disguise. When they reach Bern, they hear of Prince Zephiel's coming-of-age ceremony, during which Pent and his wife Louise plan to talk to Helene, the Queen of Burn, about the location of Shrine of Seals. As the group gathers more information about the Black Fang, whose headquarters are in Bern, they are attacked by one of the sons of the Brendan Reed. After destroying him, Eliud persuades him that they're not his enemy. However, Nurgle's morph, Limstella, kills him. The other Reed brother, showing up later and finding his other brother is dead, blames Eliud. Queen Helene agrees to provide Eliud with the location of Shrine of Seals if he recovers the missing fire emblem necessary for Zephiel's ceremony. They also meet Zafar and Nino, and save Prince Zephiel from a Black Fang assassination as the grateful Helene gives them a map to the Shrine of Seals. Then the group makes it to the Shrine of Seals, where they defeat the remaining Reed brothers. Athos teleports in and takes the group to the shrine and talk to another legend who is the cautious magic user Bramimund. After after the talk, Bramimund opens the seals on the legendary weapons used to slay the dragons. Outside the shrine, a fully healed Nurgle shows up and tries to take Ninian and Nils. To defend her brother, Ninian goes with him in exchange for Nils' safety. Meanwhile, Elwood goes to the Tomb of Roland and collects the sword Durandal as Hector finds the legendary weapon Armads. As Elwood leaves, an ice dragon attacks him, and Durandal, seemingly activated on its own, slays the dragon, which is revealed to be Ninian. Nurgle tells Elwood that Ninian lost most of her memories, but she still has the love towards Elwood. Ninian uses her last quintessence to change back to her human form and dies in Elwood's arms. Enraged, Athos attempts to kill Nurgle with the spell Forblaze, but fails as Elwood and Hector leave the legendary weapons in Athos' care. Elwood's group then heads back to Ostia to recapture it, as Athos tells them about Nurgle's past and how they were friends and about how they came across a hidden village called Arcadia, and Nurgle started learning quintessence, which slowly distorted his soul. So Athos and the villagers teamed up to defeat Nurgle, but he managed to escape and fled to Bern and took control over the Black Fang. Hector also learns that his brother has now died. After arriving at the Dead Isle and defeating Limstella, the group heads to the Dragon's Gate as Nurgle uses quintessence to create the morph versions of the human leaders to destroy the Elwood's group, but they fail. Then Nurgle himself appears, but is also defeated. But with his dying breath, he summons 3 fire dragons as Bramimund uses remaining power to resurrect Ninian, who kills 2 of them and severely damages the 3rd one as Elwood and the group finish it up. After that battle, Athos collapses from exhaustion and dies as he predicts that an evil star will rise or burn, but once again, Lycia will bring hope to the darkness. This leads to the epilogue, in which Elwood and Hector are crowned as Marquess of Ray and Ostia respectively, and 15 years later, they meet each other in Castle, where Elwood introduces his son Roy and Hector introduces his daughter Lilina. While the children play, Elwood and Hector talk about some events that are about to happen in Bern, which are related to Arcee's Athos' predictions. In the final scene of this game, Zephiel is talking with an enigmatic man who is inquiring him as why he awoke the demon dragon. To this, Zephiel replies with nothing but a chilling smile. This pretty much wraps up the story part in Fire Emblem The Blazing Sword, and it's to be continued in the game to which this one's a prequel, Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. Now let's talk about gameplay. So if you're not playing on hard mode, then you'll see that this game, especially Lynch Tale, is kinda tutorial based. That's why it can be a great introductory Fire Emblem game for those cocky players who won't play on easy mode whatsoever, like me. About the gameplay changes, it's not too impressive. There's a new class called Assassin Millennials getting a new level up every chapter and promotion at level 20. New weather conditions like snow and rain and 1 or 2 more options. That's basically about it. So first up, let's start with the lords, and my favorite one out of the 3 is Hector. I'm serious, I just love using this guy so much. He's quite bulky and deals a lot of damage as well. He's such a strong axe user. I also like how he's so derpy and friendly to everyone all the time. Speaking of the axe users, another character whom I really like is Hawkeye, the Berserker. I mean, is that really a surprise? Berserkers are meant to be a one-man army, and that's exactly what Hawkeye is. He can basically take down anyone in a one-on-one battle if it's a boss, or a 5 or 7 on 1 if it's other units. Then we of course have the crit machines Jafar, Guy, and Corel, who have saved me in a lot of chapters mainly because of their crit rates. Then we have Penta and Louise, the beautiful couple that is composed of extremely useful range attackers, and Pent can heal as well, how about that? Then we have the Arcsage, Athos himself, who was the only one who stood a chance against the Fire Dragon in my first attempt of Fire Emblem, which was what mainly helped me complete the game. And then we have Nils and Ninian. Both of them helped a lot by giving extra turns to my strong units or healers and played a vital role in the plot. And last but not least, we have Priscilla, who's a very helpful healer and attacker as well. So my final thoughts are that this game is pretty good. I mean, it's a really good prequel to Binding Blade, good introductory game for new Fire Emblem players, and does a great job. So my overall rating for Fire Emblem Blazing Blade is a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty solid game. But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then why not leave a like. Also be sure to hit subscribe button as it helps out the channel a ton. Also be sure to hit the bell icon for future updates, and I'll see you guys in next video. Until then, peace out.